What's up guys? How's it going? We're going to do roast chicken. Just very quick in the oven, roast it up like a bad boy. I'm going to do herb, lemon and garlic chicken. I'm going to do like a pan style dressing rather than the sauce. It goes really nice with the chicken, especially this time of year where it's getting a bit warmer. Cool, let's start. So I just got a chicken generally like that. I've got a little bit of veg on the tray just to lift the chicken up for when we roast it. I'm going to just season him a little bit inside the meat cavity. So inside the chicken itself, just to give us a bit of seasoning. And then I'm going to pop him on there like that, okay? I never tie my chicken up or anything like that. I prefer to roast him like that because what's going to happen is the legs and the breast are going to cook at the same time. If we tie them up, the legs are going to be too tight and it's going to restrict them. If we leave them like that, it's going to allow them to rest as they cook, okay? Need a good glug of olive oil. I always oil the bird before I do anything else because then that means whatever we add to it is going to stick, all right, guys? So give them a good rub. I use a good extra virgin olive oil. Then wings rubbed up nicely, everything, okay? Okay. Then all we got to do is season them. So I'll start with a bit of pepper, a little salt. Now at this point, if you're roasting a chicken, you can use this principle for any kind of chicken you like. You can take the tandoori that I showed you the other day and you can roast your whole chicken like that. You can do the jerk like that. We can do tikka. We can do a nice spiced chicken with maybe a nice Hawaii or something like that. It's just a good way to cook a whole bird, okay? I've got some fresh oregano. Just going to pick that down off the stem. When you're picking herbs down, just drag them off like that, just the natural way it comes down, okay? Same with the thyme, my favourite herb. Drag them down off there. I'm going to use a lot of herbs because it's going to go really well with the chicken. But also it's a whole animal, yeah? So when it's a whole animal like that, it's good to use a lot of seasoning and a lot of herbs on there, okay? I'm going to just take a few of these sprigs that I've got here and I'm going to put them inside the cavity, okay? Okay, next I'm going to take my garlic. I'm going to cut them in half down the middle like this, okay? I'm going to place that just underneath each of the drumsticks. What I'm looking for that to do is to drop some fat on there and it's going to roast it. That's going to go in the final dressing, okay? And I'm just going to give the herbs a quick rough cut. Only cut them once, please, not 100 times, there's no need. Then I'm just going to put those herbs all over the bird. You can use a bit of butter at this point if you like, there's nothing wrong with that. Butter goes really well with chicken. And then just some lemon zest, guys, okay? With this part of your lemon, never throw this away, okay? So I'm going to use half of this to stuff inside the chicken. That's going to perfume the chicken with a little bit of lemon. Half is going to go on the tray. And once that's roasted, that's going to take away the astringent acid of the lemon. It's going to make it nice and sweet, and we're going to also add that into the dressing, okay? So I'm just going to go just a little touch more olive oil. Right guys, he's going to roast now for about 50 minutes on 375. What we're going to do is we're going to do half the cooking time like this in the oven, and then half the cooking time like that in the oven. So we're going to spin him around halfway through cooking, okay? That is to ensure that the heat goes around the bird evenly, okay? So see you in about 50 minutes. Alright guys, I'm going to check the chicken now. So it's about halfway through the cooking. I'm going to rotate him. That's him there. So I'm going to give him a quick baste and back he goes. Smells good. I can smell the garlic, I can smell the lemon, everything that we've put on the chicken. He's cooking up nicely, starting to get a bit of colour. It's important just to give him a quick baste when we flip him over to halfway through, just stop him going dry in the oven. 25-30 minutes and we're good to go. Just remember which way you got to put him back in, okay? Cool. See you in a bit, guys. What's up, guys? Chicken is cooked. It's looking nice and golden. The breast, I can feel, is nice and juicy. The trick to checking how well the chicken is cooked is if you take the drum or the thigh and if you push it and the meat has no resistance, you can feel it falling off the bone a little bit. That's telling you that the bird is nicely cooked, okay? The breast looks nice and juicy. The herbs have done their work. I can really smell everything. She needs to rest a little bit, okay? She's been in a hot oven. It's been a long, hard day's work for her. She's got to chill out a little bit, have a little gin and tonic or a little vodka or something like that. We're going to let all the juices drop out and we're going to make our dressing. For the dressing, we're going to use just a little touch of vinegar, white wine, cider, red wine, whatever you got. It does not that specific. A little Dijon mustard. And I've got the lemon and the garlic on the pan that's roasted, okay? So I'm going to leave all that. When we come back in about 10-15 minutes, when it's nicely rested, I'll show you what to do. Right guys, so our chicken has rested nicely, okay? So the first things first is we need to get rid of all the stuff we're not going to use. We're going to pull that from the inside of the chicken. There's a couple of things we will need for this stage. We'll need a set of tongs. A fork is handy. What I'm going to start by doing, I just want to lift this chicken off the tray, okay? And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put the tongs into the chicken like so. And all we're going to do is we're going to let all that juice drain out, okay? That's going to help us to flavour our stock a little bit, all right? We're going to put him on the board because we're going to carve him in a minute. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all that garlic we cooked and I'm going to push him into the bowl, okay? So all you got to do with the garlic is just take the tongs and just push him at the top. And then if we've done it right, everything should fall out nicely, okay? Then we take the lemon, little squeeze inside, all right guys? What we need to do is get rid of everything we've got on the tray, okay? And on here we've got what we call flavour, pan flavour, yeah? I'm just going to take my fork and I'm going to roll that around on the pan, okay? If you can see bits of garlic skin, lose that. Not going to taste good. And we're just going to clean the tray with a fork, guys, all right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to add this into our vinaigrette. This is basically free flavour. So this, you can use this as it is as a sauce, no problem. It'll be really tasty. I like to add just a couple of other ingredients. I'm going to hit it with a little lemon juice. Oh! And then just a little touch of mustard, okay guys? Just a little touch of Dijon. Oh, heard that, chef? And then we're going to crush this part with a fork, okay? Why we're crushing it with a fork is because I want to get that garlic and just crush them down slowly, okay? It's going to have a real nice sweet flavour. So I want to use that throughout the dressing, okay? Very important, that part. Just whisk it in, guys. Don't be shy of it, all right? Get all that inside. If you're making this and you've got some leaves or something like that, add it to the leaves as well. It's not going to hurt. It's going to be really nice and tasty, all right? We give it a quick taste. That needs nothing. No salt, no nothing. That's how easy it is. It's just a good natural flavour, okay guys? If you want to strain it so you can take all the bits and pieces out of it, you can. I don't. I like all that roasted herbs and everything we've got in there. I think it tastes great. And then all we're going to do now is we're going to carve our chicken, guys, okay? Everybody always says to me, oh, you know, how do you carve a chicken? It looks super complicated. It is super easy, guys, all right? Just make sure we get rid of everything that's underneath the bird first. Then we got a little bit of lemon in here. Keep him. We're going to use him again in a minute. It's going to perfume the bird nicely, all right? So we shouldn't lose that. Now, what's key is the first cut, okay? So the first cut should always be the legs, all right? If you see a bit of brown or a little bit of blood in there, don't be alarmed. It's just a blood vessel, okay? If you're feeling the meat and it's falling off the bone nicely, that's perfect. You don't want to take it any further because it's going to dry the bird out, okay? And all you do is you find where the bone is and you just cut around that, all right? Like so, all right? Nice. And then when we come to the breast, we just do the same, all right? So down the breastplate, open him out a little bit, and you'll start to find where the breastplate is, okay? I like to leave a little bit on the bird itself. Nothing quite like a little midnight snack of picking up your chicken carcass. It's a favourite in my family house. Ezra always loves it as well, my father-in-law, the man, the legend. And then with this side, we just do the same, guys, all right? Don't worry if the skin's coming off or anything like that. We can cut it out and get him back on, yeah? It's going to happen because we've let the chicken rest a little bit. So the steam's going to pull the skin off a little bit, okay? Don't worry about that. See? Easily fixable, guys, all right? Just take our hands, put him back on the bird. Don't throw this away. We're going to use that later. We're going to pick the meat off it if we're still hungry after devouring a whole chicken, which I'm sure we probably will be. And then all we've got to do at this stage is I just like to cut it down ever so slightly, okay? So I'm going to take that breast and I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces, like so. If you've got more guests, you can slice it a little thinner or thicker, whatever you want to do, or you can leave it whole, is also nice. I just leave the wings on there. My wife loves the wing. So I'm going to leave that on there as a little treat for her because she's doing me very proud at the moment in quarantine. And then we just add the legs in as well. I'm a leg guy. I love the leg meat the best. Take it after my grandfather like that. At this point, guys, I'm going to add just a touch of salt just so we get that a bit of seasoning inside the bird. All right, guys, that's ready. If you want to present it on like a nice platter, have the platter ready next to you. When you're cooking, always be comfortable. Think about your next move, what you need for it, so everything's nice and comfortable, or ergonomical as we call it. I'm going to finish with that little bit of lemon over the top. I'm going to eat. Love you all. Toodles.